if you're listening to this right now and you're thinking, there's no way I could do this, this person right here just did it. So there's already proof out there that it can be done. And whatever limitations that you're setting on yourself is where you're typically going to fall.
In today's episode, we have special agent Danny Rosen. Now, Danny competed in our 30 Life in 5 Days challenge that we do, and he was one of the January winners. His office wrote 30 life apps in just 5 days. So we invited Danny on the podcast to talk about, hey, what did you learn? What are some of your takeaways? What are you implementing moving forward? And Danny shares not only what he learned, but the 3 things that him and his office will be doing on a daily basis moving forward. So with that being said, let's start the show. Hey, welcome to the Insurance Buzz. We are your hosts, Michael and Courtney Weaver, and we have a special guest with us today, Danny Rosen. How you doing, Danny?
I'm doing great, guys. Thanks for having me on.
Man, I'm so damn excited about today.
I am fired up. And I like how you called him Danny. So Dan or Danny Rosen, you said Danny is what your friends call you. So I'm glad that we have moved into the friendship circle. We will get bracelets later.
I assumed it. We are now friends.
You went for it. Well, we're Midwestern people. So Danny, you're in Illinois. We're in Missouri. So this is just how it goes.
Yeah, we're next door neighbors. Just a stone's throw away from each other.
Yeah. So I am pumped to talk about this today because we just wrapped up our 30 and 5 Life Challenge, and we do this a few times a year. And you were one of the winners with 30. How many life policies did you finish with, and how much premium?
We submitted 30 during that time frame, and for the month, we finished with 34 and had about 17,700 premium.
No big deal.
That is insane. Mic drop. So that's what we're going to talk about today, because 30 and 5 we do a few times a year, but it's something that you can do whenever you want. And we want to talk about how you set your team up for success to really be laser focused on driving life production. And then what your plan is moving forward to keep that momentum going. So,
and look, we do this challenge, 2 times a year at a minimum every single year. And we always have tons of people come in, but only a few hit 30 plus. All right. Lots hit around that 20 mark. But Danny, you should be very proud of yourself. Your team should be very proud. 30 during the challenge it's doable, but it is not easy. Yeah. So the first thing I would ask you is, number 1, congratulations. But number 2, what really stood out, I think, is man, I wish we'd have been doing this before. What was one of your biggest takeaways that you've now ran with?
I would say one of my biggest takeaways is not trying to do everything myself, delegating to the team. Coaching to them, helping them with the word tracks, obviously, that we're prepped with, what you guys offered through the 30 and 5 challenge, but making it their own. I have one team member, she's only been with me 6 months, and she had 15 life apps submitted this past month. 15. I think she maybe had 2 or 3 the whole 6 months she was with me. And then I have another team member that he had 7 or 8, I believe. And he's been with me about a year, and he maybe averages 1 per month. So that might have been 8 or 12 the whole year. He did 8 in 1 month. So I think part of it is just trusting your team, building them up, training them, giving them all the best resources, word tracks, role plays. I think you even sent me some text messages, and then the text message just like a hype. And I'm like, hey, how can I be the hype guy for my team? What can I do to pump them up? Let's get going. Today is going to be a great day. Whether we submit 1, we submit 100, we submit none, but we set ourselves up for a great week the following, whatever it might be. I think just delegating to my team, not taking it all on my shoulders, and then, letting them kind of grow with it, learn with it, get better. Obviously they've seen the success. They know what their role and responsibility is, and how the process works and how it benefits them, and obviously how it benefits the agency in the whole picture.
Yeah. And I love that you said that you delegate, because I think that that's probably the hardest thing, or one of the hardest things, that as a leader, to really empower your team to take the lead a little bit. How big is your team?
I have 2 full-time sales team members. I have a full-time service team member, and then I have a part-time kind of like an assistant to my service person. And that's all I have. So I have 2 basically sales guys or salespeople, because I have a lady, and then I have myself.
Wow.
And then obviously my office manager, she does actually. So one of the great benefits of the role in the agency I took over is I inherited a team member / office manager now, that she's been with the company that I represent for almost 20 plus years, over 20 plus years now. So like she's really kind of developed a root system here. Everybody knows her. Everyone knows to go to Barb, because she'll take care of you, whether it's for your home or auto, or you need to get that single premium life policy for that baby, grandbaby that just got baptized.
Yeah. That's incredible. And again, you're in the Midwest, so I think it's important to mention too, like the market that you're in, and your team being essentially 4 people, that you were able to do that. Prior to going into the challenge, I want to know how you kind of set your team up from like a mindset standpoint and a preparation standpoint. Because when we say 30 life apps in 5 days, most people look at us and are like, are you nuts? You have got to be joking me. And it happens over and over again. And I think a lot of that piece is the mindset piece. So how did you guys prepare for the challenge?
Yeah, I mean, I think part of it is, I brought some lists in from current customers. But I actually had my team, like I said, they're fairly new, 6 months and a year, go back to the customers that they wrote. Maybe they didn't have success either having that conversation or never brought it up. And they brought it up, and I bet we had 5 to 10 people that we wrote in the last year that said, hey, yeah, you know what? I was always thinking about getting it, or, I needed a starter plan, or, we presented a starter plan to them. It made sense to them to, get something going now, so they're insurable. You can't guarantee that down in the future. I can't guarantee the price won't go up on you later, for sure. So yeah, I mean, a lot of customers, previous customers, current customers. So start off, list current customers, previous customers. And then again, like I said, delegating to my team. We did a call night on Monday. So that's when Monday night is when we had the biggest success. We're usually here till 7:00 anyway. So we made our focus, instead of, making outbound calls for auto and home insurance, it was only life. So we called from all day basically, but we stayed till about 8:00 on Monday night just to make sure we got 2 more to get to that 10. Like we were at 8, like, hey, how do we get to 10? We got to get 10. We got to get 2 more. Let's get double digits. So everyone's, chomping at the bit. Let's get 2 more. We got 2 more, and then we were here till 8:00, but it was all worth the reward. So.
Heck yeah, man. And so
10 in a day, like
10 in a day is no joke. Yeah.
Yeah.
You started off screaming hot. All right. And I love that, because that set the momentum for the office. That set the tone for the office. So
the ability that can be done.
Yeah, absolutely. So my next question for you is, because this is one thing that it's always easy to start hot. Like it's really, really easy to start something, motivation. Like I know you called me the hype guy, like come in, bring it. How did you keep your team disciplined to the process the entire week? I would like to know how you went about motivating them, because that's going to come back to you from a motivation, a accountability standpoint. How did you keep them in it the entire week to where they were focused on life insurance, life insurance, life insurance? We got to make this happen.
Yeah, I mean, I think just one thing is I keep it light here. I'm not a stand over your shoulder, tell you what to do type person. I give somebody a job or a role or responsibility, and, I expect them to, run with it. And, I'm just going to help, nurture it and, make it better for them. But yeah, I mean, we keep it light. Everyone here, I kind of call it our family, it's our work family type stuff. So, we're always having fun. Hey, where are you at? How many calls do you have? Hey, how many, apps have you submitted? Hey, how much premium do you have? Like, we're always just having fun, throwing little jabs at each other. But in the overall spectrum, like, we're all competitive, and I don't like losing, period. I don't like, any of my sports teams when they lose. My team's the same way. I have, like I said, basically two new team members, and they're very competitive. Whether it's, outside the office doing cornhole and darts, or it's outside the office and their daughter's playing basketball, or, son's playing football. Like, they don't want to lose, but I don't want to lose. I hate losing. I coach my son's basketball team, and I know he's only a second grader, and I hate losing. Like, we're 2-1 in the season. We shouldn't be 2-1. We should be 3-0. It's like, I think, just keeping it light, having fun. Again, I think part of it too is, I've learned, I've been kind of a team member of an agent before, and then come into, being my own boss. And, there's some things like you take from your previous, situation, and you bring it to your new one, but you also like, hey, I don't want this to happen to my team either. I don't want them to get burned out. I don't want them to, hate their job and have to go find a different job down the street because, I didn't do my job appropriately to show, them recognition and recourse for their actions and their activities and that type of stuff. So, I think we just have fun. I don't know. I can't say I'm a huge motivator. Obviously, I'm talking a lot now, but I'm not a huge talker.
No, man. You're doing something right.
Yeah, obviously. And it sounds like a fun environment to be a part of, and winning is fun. So I love that you bring that up. I want to know, because throughout the prep week, and then when we get into action week, we're very strategic about making sure we have training times blocked. And we every single day we're hopping on and we're role playing word tracks and things like that. What was your day set up like in your organization during this time frame? Because you're still handling service. I mean, there's still customers that need to be taken care of. So how did you kind of navigate? What did your typical day look like during the challenge?
For the office, mornings usually we do like a little huddle, training, role play, that type of stuff. Luckily, like I said, I have a office manager, been here 21 plus years. She takes care of all that kind of stuff. So we didn't have to really worry about any of the service, any customers. She usually handles most of that or all that. We just maintained our focus. Hey, this is our goal. Our goal wasn't to get 10 in the first day, but our goal was to get 8. If we can get 8 each day, like, we would easily exceed 30 in a week. We got to 8. I was like, hey, why can't we get 2 more? Luckily, like I said, I'm blessed with the opportunity that I have a tenured team member that can take care of the not so fun or not so sexy stuff, while we take care of, helping our customers with, their needs, their wants, helping them, plan for a better future, making sure that what if is taken off their plate, and that, we can take care of them not only today, but, 10 years, 20 years, the rest of their life down the road.
Absolutely. So, all right. So your team members produced more in 1 month than they had almost leading up to that in their career. You all had a dynamite month. You had lots of activities. So my question now is, Danny, what are you implementing moving forward to ensure that you continue to see consistent results on a month-to-month basis?
Yeah, so I know I'm kind of beating a dead horse here, but you reiterated time blocks the whole week to prep week. And that really set in with me. I'm not a great person when it comes to time management per se, but I know that if I block it out and put it on my calendar, hey, from 9 to 10, this is what we're doing. From 1 to 2, this is what we're doing. From 4 to 5, this is what we're doing. So I made even my team and myself put it on our calendars. Hey, for this hour, Barb's got the phones. We have our focus is the list that we're working. You have your word tracks. Let's get it done. We did. We had fun doing it. Yeah. Do we work late? Sure. Do we also help people and take care of some needs and wants in their life? Yes, definitely. Time blocks going to be huge going forward. It's already implemented. Every day we're going to be doing time blocks, or have been doing time blocks. We're actually going to do another call night. We're going to probably do another call night. I think it's the 11th, I believe, is the Monday. Or no, sorry, 13th. 13th is Monday. We're going to stay late till 7 o'clock again, maybe 8 o'clock. Who knows? Try to get 10 on another Monday. Maybe even more. Shoot for 12, shoot for 15, maybe 20. But yeah, we're going to do a call night. Again, take care of the customers maybe we didn't get a hold of. Reach out to customers that we didn't get a chance to reach out to yet. And go forward from there. And I think the other part is, we've been quoting a lot more auto and home, whether it's a mortgage protection plan, payment protector plan, or even just, hey, I hate to say it in this way, but I kind of play stupid. Like, hey, I'm sure this company has your life insurance too with your auto. Oh, no, it doesn't. Well, oh, okay. Well, that's something we do different here at Dan Rosen State Farm. Like, we take care of all your needs and wants. I'm going to get you a life insurance quote. It might be a starter plan today, but at least we're going to get something taken care of for you today. And then we'll follow up with you here and make sure like that plan makes the most sense for you.
That's good. So I'm glad that you brought that up, because my question was, with all of this activity, life activity, did you write more PNC in this process too?
We had a little bit of a slower month. I mean, it wasn't terrible.
Okay.
We're about average. We broke 100 apps for the month, which is usually what I shoot for. But again, we had 30 plus life apps. So we only needed, 60, 70 PNC, apps to get to that point. So I mean, we didn't have a stellar month to auto, but I think one of the things, like I said at the very beginning, my team followed up with the people that they wrote 6 months ago or even a year ago. And they're like, yeah, you know what? I was thinking about that. Let's get that started. Let's get the application process started. I need to get something done today. I'm, going to be 38 here today. I'm 38 today.
It's your birthday. Happy birthday.
Thank you. I mean, it was fun and just seeing my team have success and enjoy that success. And then, we celebrated too. At the end of the week, I bought lunch. Hey, we're here. We got here. We got to the point. Let's celebrate our success and let's, continue on next week. Let's, keep building on this momentum we have and let it snowball and do some good things for us here.
Absolutely. And it's building confidence. I mean, so I just heard really two things. So time blocks, which is intentionality. I love that. I always say, like, everyone's looking for the secret sauce. The secret sauce is time blocks. Like, it's being intentional with your time. And then the other thing I heard that you brought up at the very end was the every quote every time. So every new business quote, you're having a conversation around either the mortgage payoff protector, the debt payoff protector plan, or just bringing it up. Like, hey, I'm sure you had life insurance with your other company. What does that look like? Oh, I don't have it. Like, that's a great conversation starter. That's fantastic. So I appreciate you sharing that, because that's something anyone could take.
Yeah. So with the time blocks moving forward, are you still heavily life focused? Or are you going to start mixing in different products with that too? What does that look like for you guys?
Yeah, I think this was just kind of a starter, block here. I don't want us to be just focused on one thing. Like, there's so many things that I can help each and every customer out with, and life insurance may not be the right answer for that person. It might be a payment protector plan because they get hurt or sick. Like, I don't want that to happen to somebody where they're kicked out of their house or can't afford their rent payment anymore because now they're not going to work because they got illness or they got injured in a car accident or whatever it might be. So I think our focus is to start here, use this as a building block, develop confidence in my team, develop confidence in myself as a trainer, and then grow, become more well-rounded, help more people with, maybe disability coverage, or maybe it's, an accidental plan, whatever it might be.
That's so good, because I feel like life is the one, or at least for me, when I was getting into it, auto came a little bit easier, fire came a little bit easier, but life is such a big, important question, and a lot of people don't like to talk about it. So I think you've created a culture of discipline to, if you can have the big conversation, if you can be disciplined, have the conversation about protecting somebody's legacy and future generations and what that looks like, I feel like you're creating a culture of confidence with every single product, because it's like you've taken the biggest one, which is life insurance, and you've said, all right, we're going to get really, really disciplined to the process of asking people and bringing it up. So then when it's like auto and home, you're like, yeah, this is no big deal. Do you feel like that's kind of where you guys are at? Like, that's what I hear when I hear all this, like, oh my gosh, you've created just, this is a discipline. Like, this is now habitual with your team.
Yeah, I think it's funny you say that. I was joking around with my team after the week we had with 30 and 5, and so we're a life insurance company that offers auto and home insurance. And they're like, yeah, you know what? We are. Like, correct. Like, and again, it doesn't have to be that way. You can give and take on both sides, but we are a life insurance, a financial service company that just happens to take care of their home and auto needs as well.
That's a mic drop situation, Danny. You just dropped the mic. No, man, that's so good. So it's your birthday. You doing anything exciting for your birthday?
No, I mean, not tonight anyways. It's middle of the week, but probably later this week. My son, he's 8 years old. He loves playing golf, or any sport that has a ball for that matter, but we'll probably go to Top Golf or something like that and, have fun there. I have a 3-year-old that's about to be 4-year-old daughter, and she just goes. So it's never ending for us. But as far as birthday, probably have some cake tonight and continue on this path, celebrate Groundhog's Day and move on.
I love it. What's your cake choice? Dream birthday cake.
I'm not really a cake person. I like brownies. It's kind of lame.
Yeah.
Oh gosh, you guys really are going to make
person.
friendship bracelets.
Brownie and ice
I
cream?
don't know. Yeah, I'm a brownie and ice cream guy. I warm the brownie up with the ice cream on there. Pie, sometimes apple pie, cherry pie, ice cream.
That is so solid. That's better than any cake, unless you're talking maybe wedding cake, but brownie and ice cream, you cannot go wrong.
Okay, so
Yeah.
We're talking about exciting things, food, which always gets me very excited. But I'm curious, if we were to wave a magic wand, I always like to go to this spot. If we were to wave a magic wand and say, okay, at the end of the year, you hit all of your production goals in life insurance, what would that look like for you?
So this year I'm setting a goal for myself to have triple digits, and obviously we're having a successful start. So we're looking to get over 100 life applications in 12 months. Last year I finished with 74, not that far off. I didn't have a stellar start. I did have a good start, but I didn't have a great start. We're having a great start. So I'm hoping 100 life apps. I would love to hit triple digits just to, say I have it. And then next we'll be shooting for the sky there, maybe doubling that to 200.
Oh, hell yeah. How about 100 by June? You're already at 34.
Yeah, I mean, we're going to take this one step at a time first, but I think you've put a lot invested in me on this type of stuff, and I've seen that, 30 is just a number. It's how you set yourself up for, success, whether you set the processes in place and instill that hype in your team and develop them. 30 is just a number. Like, you could hit 30, no problem. Your next one might be 40 or something like that. It might be the next challenge, or, 50 in a week. Like, it can be done. I mean, if I had maybe 2 or 3 more team members, maybe 30 was easy. We could have did 60, right? So, I mean, it's all about the mindset, your attitude. If you want to achieve it, you're going to do everything you can to get to that point.
Whatever it takes mentality, my man, and you're hitting the nail on the head. The mindset, what goes on between those 2 ears is either going to be your best friend or your worst enemy, and y'all crushed it.
Yeah, and I want to thank you too, because there's something to be said about seeing somebody do it, having that physical proof that it can be done. So watching you hit 10 in a day and then 30 in 5 is proof to, if you're listening to this right now and you're thinking, there's no way I could do this, this person right here just did it. So there's already proof out there that it can be done. And whatever limitations that you're setting on yourself is where you're typically going to fall. So Danny, thank you for showing so many others that it can be done, because 10 in a day, 30 in 5, like those are crazy numbers, and you just prove that they're not impossible. So I'm just so grateful for you for paving the way for so many others. So
yeah. And Danny, thank you for your time and coming on today, my man.
No, thank you guys, and I appreciate you. Before I even got into the 30 and 5 challenge, I was debating whether I needed to do this, not do this. If you don't do this, you're taking you're going to gain a lot of valuable information by participating in the 30 and 5 challenge. Again, here's me coming from an agency that very successful. Now I'm my own agent here. I don't know if we ever did 10 in a day at my previous agency. I don't know if we ever did 30, 35 in a month. I'm sure she has now, but it's something that, like you said, you build the right mindset, have the, processes in place, develop the word tracks with the people, train, role play, have fun with it. Like, sky's the limit.
Hell yes. I can't wait. Keep us up to date, Danny. I want to hear when you hit the 100. I want to hear when you hit the 100. We want to celebrate with you. For all of those that are listening, thank you all so much for your time. As always, time is the most valuable and important asset that we all have. We appreciate you spending time with us. Danny, thanks again, my man.
Thank you, guys.